So is this work, infant massage, something that you have always had a passion for and something you always knew you wanted to pursue?
It's been a family tradition for many generations, and it's not unique to my family. It's very common in the Indian culture, and so when I left my 9 to 5, about 5 years ago, actually, 5.5 years ago, I thought I was going to go to the next nonprofit job because I always wanted to, be doing something that would help make a difference. And in that interim, while looking for what was next, I read an article in an Indian magazine about infant massage, and I was wondering if people in America knew about it. So I went to our source nowadays, trusty Google, and there was in fact a training coming up which I signed up for. The second day of training, that day I just learned the gas colic routine. My daughter, she was 2 at the time, woke up at midnight screaming of what we found to be gas pains. And then I recall that she had had a lot of sweet potatoes at daycare that day. It took less than 2 minutes. I did the gas colic routine, and my 2-year-old had a blowout, so much so that it required us to go into the shower, and then we came back out, and she had another blowout, and we got back into the shower. So we came back out, and she had a third diaper, which didn't require getting cleaned up so extensively, but she slept beautifully the rest of the night. And my husband's like, "What did you do? You exploded our daughter," and I'm looking at my hands like, wow, I did that. I felt empowered and that I could help her feel better, and the routine was so effective. It cleaned her out and she slept beautifully. And so while this is called infant massage, that's the best time to get started, but it's never too late. And you should massage your toddlers and your kiddos and your tweens and your teens. The strokes stay the same. So even with a 2-year-old, I was able to affect her digestion.
And if you had any piece of advice for a new mom, if you could sort of distill your best practices or wisdom into just one or two things, what would those be?
If you have the luxury or privilege or benefit of listening to this while you're pregnant, that you spend some time and energy on preparing for the 4th trimester. I do have a postpartum plan, but figure out who your dream team is going to be. Who is going to provide your pelvic floor therapy, because that's going to be a mess. Who's going to help you with your baby establishing healthy sleep habits? Who's going to teach you infant massage? It's unfortunate in our isolated civilization that we have to either not do it, figure it out ourselves, or pay people to do that. You really want to focus on yourself and your baby. So you're making sure that you're eating healthy foods, not frozen foods, not takeout. Establish who's going to provide those nourishing foods, who's going to help care for my other kids when I need it, who's going to do all those things so that I can be there for my baby. That's a long way of saying my advice to someone who is expecting or who is planning to have a baby: dedicate time to plan for your 4th trimester. Do the research, find out who your providers will be so that you're not Googling, pelvic floor therapy in the middle of the night when baby's 1 month old. And that way we can hopefully reduce our rates of suicide, of postpartum anxiety, of depression, and have mothers have healthier 4th trimesters where they can thrive and their babies can thrive. In the Latino culture, they say the first 40 days affect the first 40 years of baby's life. We shouldn't underestimate how important having a great 4th trimester and even the first year of baby's life is for baby's future and for mom's future as well.
I think that's really smart advice. There's so much stuff out there, but you really cannot underestimate the value of support and resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
And without those, it can be really difficult to show up to parenthood as the kind of mom that you want to be. And that is first and foremost what you need so that you can support your baby in the way
That's right.
in
That's
the way
right.
that they need.
Absolutely.